Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of In the Beer Garden, where I'll be in the hot seat this week. My name's Chris Loader, if you don't know who I am. I'm a British racing journalist, and there's no Marc Hryhorskyj this week, who normally does this job. Fortunately, he's been very busy, but I'm joined by Charene. How's it going, Charene? How's your form been? Have you been finding some winners out in Hong Kong recently?
Yes, hello, Chris. I'm happy to meet you again to talk about the races on Wednesday nights. But recently, maybe at Charene, my result was not that good. So I hope I will bounce back on this Wednesday night at Happy Valley.
Yeah, I know we've been finding some winners here over the last few weeks. I know I've been in pretty good form. Don't like to brag about it, but hopefully we can find some more winners for the punters. But we'll be looking ahead to the Triple Trio races at Happy Valley on Wednesday. So let's get straight into it then. The first race we're going to be looking into is race 5 on the card, 12:45 UK time, 8:45 Hong Kong time. It's the C's May Handicap Class 4 for 3-year-olds plus on the turf, course C, over a mile and half a furlong. And we'll go to you, Charene, here first for your selection. What do we fancy in this race?
In this race, I am keen on Zach Porter's mount. It is number 1, Everlaugh. This horse is quite a good horse in previous seasons, and he was a Class 3 winner before. And then in this season, he still haven't got any winner so far. But I think this horse is quite consistent. Like last time out, he made his Happy Valley debut at 7-year-old, and it was really an impressive one because he jumped fast and then showed quite good gate speed. And then lastly, just beaten by Charity Win by a short head. It was quite a solid second, I would say. So this time on Wednesday night, the same course and distance again, and Zach Porter will be on board. This definitely increased my confidence. So I hope to see Everlaugh to have his first winner in this season.
Yeah, I know Everlaugh was certainly on my shortlist for the race. The way I'm going to play here is with Glorious Lover for Jao Moreira and Mi Sui. I think he's been running quite well of late, and he's going to be meeting a few of these rivals that he's been running against in his last few races on better terms at the weights. He's going to be slightly better off with Everlaugh. I know they met at Charene a couple of starts ago, where this time Glorious Lover is going to be £3 better off at the weights. So I thought that was definitely encouraging. And it's just taken a bit of a time for him to develop down there at Happy Valley and on the Hong Kong racing scene. And I just think he's coming to the fore now. Also as well, Jao Moreira is a really interesting jockey booking. He ran a really credible race on his last start. And I just think he's coming into a little bit of form. A good draw as well in stall 4. I thought it was quite a tricky race to work out. I could see why he liked Everlaugh, but for me, I just thought Glorious Lover was down to a very workable mark now, and just at the weights, I thought I'd take a chance with him, but it was a very tough race, I thought, to start things off. But yeah, Glorious Lover is the weight I'm going to be playing. We then move on to the next race on the card, which is 1:15 race 6 UK time, and that means it's 9:15 in Hong Kong. We go to the Samchuck Handicap Division 3 Class 4 for 3-year-olds plus on course C over 6 furlongs. Charene, who were we siding with here?
This race, I will be happy to see number 10 Garlic Hero to show some improvement, because he was scouted during the summer break and then returned with enough rest in November. At the same time, this horse turned 4-year-old in this season, and we can see that this horse has quite good improvement from his last start, but I think he is not that mature enough at that time in November. But after 2 months now in January, he will return on this Wednesday night. During this break time, this horse has quite eye-catching barrier trial on the 18th of December. He won the trial at Happy Valley, and then this time up in distance to 6 furlongs. This is definitely more suitable for this pin scouting. So I look forward to see Garlic Hero to break his maiden on Wednesday night.
Well, that's a really interesting contender, that one. He's only had a handful of starts in Hong Kong, and there's quite a few I thought in this race of a similar profile, not coming in here with much form, and there could be one or two that could just come out of nowhere and really stamp their mark on the race, I thought. So I thought it was very tricky. The one I've gone with is Oriental Amigo for Karis Teton, again for Meet Sui. Got a good draw in stall 3. And again, he's been running fairly well in some decent races. Been hitting the frame a couple of times and had 1 or 2 excuses, I thought. But I think on Wednesday, I think this race is a little bit weaker compared to the races he's been running in of late. And what's interesting as well is they've put Karis Teton, who's going to be riding this horse for the first time. I thought there was quite a bit of pace in this race, and it might set up for Oriental Amigo, who will need a good pace to be aimed at. But especially on the sprint course as well, I think it's really important to have a draw towards the inside, or you want to be as low as you can. So if you can get into a good position in the midfield, there was a few in here that I thought would be up with the pace. I thought Colonel was probably the biggest danger to my selection. Been in good form of late, had 2 wins from his last 3 starts. But I just thought he was a little bit high in the weights now, whereas Oriental Amigo's been running in a similar kind of races that Colonel has been running in. And I just thought, for me, Oriental Amigo might just be able to get his win up on the board. But really trappy race, but that was the way I was thinking. So moving on to the final leg of the triple trio, we go to the 1:45, which is UK time, and 9:45 Hong Kong time. The Class 3 Taiyu Handicap over a mile and half a furlong again for 3-year-olds plus on course C. Who did we like in the Class 3 Handicap, Charene?
I like number 4, Heavenly Thought. Last time out, actually, I would say it was a forgivable one because this horse could not jump well under Alfred Chan. Since this horse is the most suitable riding tactic for the horse is to lead, but he failed to do so. So I would like to give him one more chance. So on Wednesday night, he will be ridden by one of our favorite jockey, Jerry Chow. So I will be looking forward to see some good improvement from his last start. Actually, to be honest, I think this horse is not that competitive at the current rating, but this field is quite weak, and then while this horse is quite honored. Also, with Jerry Chow on board, the race allowance is definitely a big advantage. Also, gate 1 is also ideal. So I look forward to see this horse to win again on Wednesday night.
No, I thought he had a good chance. I know I often put up a Jerry Chow horse here on these videos, but I'm going to be deserting Jerry Chow for this race. I thought Lewis had a really obvious chance on paper. Very lightly raced in Hong Kong, only had 2 starts, but his effort at Sha Tin was very good last time out, and he was really unlucky just to get mugged on the line. What was interesting in that race at Sha Tin, Jerry Chow was aboard, and it's interesting that they haven't booked him again. So they feel like they probably don't need to claim £7 off his back. And Zach Purton is a very eye-catching jockey booking for Douglas White. Previously was in Australia and did quite well when he was racing over there. But his race last time at Sha Tin, I thought was a very good competitive race, a very good Class 3 handicap. Whereas if you look at, I thought, this Class 3, I didn't think it was a particularly strong race. A lot of the horses lower down the weights have been competing in weaker grades, and for them it's going to be a step up. And I think Lewis, he hasn't been long in Hong Kong, but I think he can adapt to the style of racing out there. I think with Zach Purton aboard, I think it says a lot. And the fact that they haven't gone back to Jerry Chow, who's on your selection, Charene, Heavenly Thought, I just thought Lewis, probably going to be up there in the bet and could even go off favourite. Don't have prices at the time of recording this, but for me, I just thought Lewis had really strong claims, and I think he'll take all the beating in that race. So that's the triple trio races covered. For this video, obviously we always like to have a look elsewhere on the card. I know I've got a selection, but we'll go to Charene first. What else caught your eye on Wednesday's card, Charene?
Yes, I have my best bet in race 3, that is number 2, oversubscribed. So if you guys remember, I tipped this horse last week, and before his last time out, I thought that this horse had quite a good barrier trial showing the good gate speed, and I hoped him to lead in his last time out. However, last start, although he jumped fast and then he didn't race in the front, so lastly he could chase well and then finished fourth. This time he will be dropped in class 5 again, where he scored a winner last season. So I think oversubscribed is quite competitive in class 5, and with Zach Porter or what, I will be more confident because he is the winning partner with this horse. So I look forward to see oversubscribed to win in class 5 again.
Yeah, I know I looked at oversubscribed there because I remember you put him up last week and he ran a cracker still to finish in 4th place. But yeah, I noticed that class drop. I think his time will be coming, and I think Connections would probably be disappointed if they couldn't take advantage of the class drop. So for me, I totally agree with you there with oversubscribed. But for my best bet on the card, I'm staying with the main man, that is Jerry Chow. I had to put up a selection of his. I thought in the 2:15 UK time, which means that will be 10:15 UK time, race 8 on the card in Happy Valley. I thought I'm a Single Man for Jerry Chow and Tony Cruz could go very well there. I thought it was interesting that they were booking Jerry Chow here because he's been running some good races in defeat, and I thought his last effort wasn't too bad at all. I just think he's been running up to his mark, but with just Jerry claiming that £7, it was going to help a lot for him. I didn't think, again, it was a particularly strong race for the grade, and I just thought I'm a Single Man had a really good chance in this race, and I think Jerry can get us a winner here. For me, he was my best bet on the card. So that rounds off things for our Happy Valley preview here. Before we sign off, we've just got to go over to David, who will be going for his long shot on the card.
Hello guys, I'm David. Welcome to January 20th Wednesday Happy Valley races. Today the value bet I want to share with you is in race number 7. Okay, let me bring up my projected speed figure. Okay, in this race, my projected timing estimated number 3, Naboo Star, and also number 11, Wealthy Delight, right, as one of the best speed figure. But however, the horse I'm looking at as a value bet in this race is number 6, Sunny Star, right? This horse never raced before in this at this Happy Valley track. This is the first time this horse racing at Happy Valley. The reason why I selected this horse is that I look at the sectional timing, right? This horse is actually about 1 second, more or less, right, above the rest, right? So I think this horse has a very good potential to race very well in this race, right? The only drawback is that this is the first time horse number 6, Sunny Star, racing at Happy Valley. Let's look at the record for this horse, right? So if you look at the best timing that I recorded is on the 1st of January, which is this race, right? So this race came from the back and finished 3rd, right? And actually the margin is not too bad, right? 1.5 length away from the winner, right? So in this field, I think the front runner will be number 4 and also number 9, right? So and I look at the speed figure itself, didn't really impress me, except for this is a good barrier, and probably Jerry Chow will just adopt a catch me if you can tactic, right? So let's look at the odds first, right, for this horse. So number 6, Sunny Star, is paying 8.7 for a win bet, right? So I think it's a pretty good odds, right, where we can take some small risks. So okay, I'll keep this horse Sunny Star as my value bet in race 7, right? Okay, good luck and see you again next week.
So thank you, David, there for his long shot on Wednesday's racing at Happy Valley. Now, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more videos here on Charene's YouTube channel. I know she really appreciate all the support you give her. Also, as well, you can follow me on Twitter or check out my YouTube channel, which is Lucky Loaders 15, where I give daily UK and Irish horse racing tips. My handle on Twitter is @LuckyLoader15. And also, as well, I do a podcast called In the Saddle, where again we review UK and Irish racing, and also as well we like to take in some of the best races from around the world, and we'll be looking at Gulfstream's Pegasus World Cup on Thursday. So yeah, that's all we've got time for this week. Hopefully we can have some winners, and we'll be seeing you again soon.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.